Okay, today is Saturday, September 28th, and we're going to go ahead and tear the hives apart and get them all torn apart. We extracted honey last week. We managed to get 25 pounds of honey out of what we call hive number one, the one that's closest to the house. We did not draw any honey out of the other hive, and we're going to take the boxes off of the top, the 2 honey supers off the top, and leave the 3 brood chambers on the bottom. We're going to put those honey supers here, give the bees a few days to go ahead and clean them out. They'll clean them out themselves. Once they get those frames and the supers cleaned out, we'll take them and store them in the basement. But once we get those off, today we're going to go ahead and treat for mites. We have this mite away quick strips, and we're going to treat for mites in both of the hives. We'll put those quick strips on, we'll close up the hive and leave it closed up for at least 7 days, and then we'll come back and pull those strips off, and basically we'll be shut down for the winter. In addition to the strips, we're going to put these little boards on the bottom, they're cardboard, on the bottom screen board, so that that bottom screen board doesn't have all that airflow, so it keeps that smell. It's an acid smell, and that's the idea, is to kill the mites, so that through the winter the mites don't kill the bees. The mites get attached to the bees and they end up killing them, and that can kill your hive. So this is the plan for today. We've got a lot of work here for us, but we're going to go through it today and get started. I'm going to work on the back hive number 2. There's still nice weather, but the evenings are starting to get cooler, so we'll see what happens. But we're going to start tearing these apart. So I'm going to take some of these boxes and put them right over there. I'm going to give them a little bit of smoke. Yep, lots of bees in there. Yep, we're just going to go down through the whole thing and get it taken care of today. So when I pull these hive bodies off, these top honey supers, they're going to be pretty active. There isn't a whole lot in this one, so it shouldn't do a whole lot, but I want you to watch out if you're over there, because I'm just going to set them here like that to give the bees a chance to clean them up. I'll pull them right off, both of them. A lot of bees in here, quite a bit of honey, so they're going to go have to clean that off. Just going to set that up on its side. Yep, okay. Actually, I'm going to lay it back down. I don't like it sitting up on the side. The frames move around way too much. Now we're going to go through these 3 brood chambers so we can get to the bottom one and clean that bottom board. That's the goal, so we're going to move quickly. Yep, lots of bees. That's what we like. Yep, lots of bees. Okay, that bottom board actually doesn't look too bad, to be honest with you. We have a spacer on there that's done some nice work. So the bottom board looks relatively clean. I'm just going to lay this box back up there. It looks much better than I would have anticipated. So the bees are doing a great job. Give them a little bit more smoke. Settle them down a little bit. Yep. Now I'm going to come over and get the mite strips so that we have those. Now I'm going to change gloves.
Why is that?
Well, because they're very poisonous and acidic, and I don't want to get them on my bee gloves that I use to operate all the time. So I'm going to get rid of these gloves for now and go with the heavy rubber gloves. Because you're not supposed to touch these strips. Okay, let's see what this looks like here. Okay, we're just going to lay these mite away strips on here.
And they won't impact the bees?
Nope. It's actually going to save the bees' lives. But what it will do, it will kill those mites. Keep that covered like that. We're going to put that bottom board in.
So before you start the next one, can you just finish up with that and just explain what happens next?
Yeah, before I do the next one?
Yeah, because then I'll turn it off.
Yep. So then here's the bottom board to protect the bottom screen board so that there's no ventilation. The ventilation, we're trying to slow the ventilation down so that those mite strips have a chance to working. Basically, the idea behind them is they're to kill the mites. So you can see there's a little opening here that's right along the bottom board. We're just going to smoke some of these bees, get them out of the way. And we're going to try to work this little bottom board in there.
So the bees can still get in and out?
Yep. Yeah, my concern is that there's some between that board and the screen, but I can't really get them, so I'm not gonna, I just need it covered. You can see how active they are right now, but I'm gonna work through this next one.
Okay.